Tell us a little bit about War on Weight, what it's about.
Well, basically, it's a healthy way of lifestyle we're trying to set up for our contestants. It's a combination of exercise, nutrition, as well as a medical side of it, where we actually do blood tests and also blood pressure testing to see how our contestants start off and how they're going to end up at the end of the program.
That's great, because I guess we've all heard of the Biggest Loser type things, and this is slightly different in that you mentioned the whole medical side of things. So you're getting, a three-pronged attack on health. Start with you, Jackie. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
And I decided to try out for the program because I thought it would be a good way for me to get rid of a lot of the inhibitions I had about my weight and my size, and just stop procrastinating about it and actually do something about it. I've always liked sports, and I've always been into sports and activities, but over the past few years, pounds have accumulated, and I haven't been able to enjoy those leisure activities as much as I like. And also, there are some little embarrassing moments that, I have, and I kind of put those aside sometimes, being at the weight that I am. But now that I'm taking, this first step into a positive, healthier lifestyle, I actually feel really good about myself.
Was it hard to sort of say, I'm going to get involved, to stop procrastinating and actually turn up at these things? Yes,
it was very hard. Actually, the way that we applied, we had to write an email or an essay and submit it. And when I had first heard about the program, I was like, yeah, sure, okay, I'll enter. And it actually took me about a week before I was able to write the email. And when I first started writing the essay, I had a lot of these myths or a lot of these mental blocks that I had put up, justifying why my weight was where it was. And towards the end of my email, I was almost practically bawling in tears, and it actually made me realize a lot of things, I guess, as a safety measure that I kind of hid from myself. And sure enough now, I don't have as much as a problem talking about my weight or admitting that I am overweight, and that has actually helped me so far with that as well.
Sure. And Summer?
Well, I work with Jackie, actually, and I have a 4-month-old son. And so during my pregnancy, I honestly thought that breastfeeding would take care of all the extra weight that I put on. And unfortunately, I had some problems with breastfeeding, so I didn't get to do it as long as I wanted to. And I was just slightly delusional, it seemed, because it took me just up until a couple weeks ago for me to realize how heavy I actually had become. So it was quite a shock, and it was pretty depressing. So when I read about this opportunity in the paper, I thought, wow, this is the perfect time with me going back to work. It would be a good opportunity to work out before going to work and get some energy so that I can last throughout the day. And so I just decided to give it a try, and I'm very grateful that they selected me. It's also great because it's a free program, and, with having a baby, it costs money, and with Christmas coming up, I was hoping to work out, but I would have definitely postponed it a lot longer. So I'm glad that I'm doing it now, and it's great. I feel fantastic.
That's great. And Ernest, you mentioned you're taking care of the fitness, the physical facet of this program. What have you got these ladies doing?
I've got them a combination of a lot of things. The programs are basically designed for fat burning, weight loss. It also helps with toning, conditioning, stamina endurance type training. We do a lot of obstacle courses, circuit training routines, resistance type workouts, and combining them in a way in which it does burn more calories, burn more body fat, so they get the most out of each hour of exercising.
Yeah, and how often are they doing this sort of work?
We're doing it actually 5 days a week. Boot camp classes at 5:30 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning, or in the evenings at 6:30 in the evenings or 7:30 in the evenings. But they're required to work out 5 days a week. Some of them are actually working out 6 days a week, which is great.
Yeah. Summer, how have you felt, or how is it? Well, you've mentioned there's been an increased well-being, just a feeling. You are noticing a change in your fitness and that sort of thing?
I am. Actually, today I was so proud of myself because we were doing these sit-ups where you have to lay on the ground and come all the way up and touch your toes, and I can do crunches and stuff, but I haven't been able to do those types of sit-ups. And then today I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a try again, and so I did one, and then I did another, and I did another, and I couldn't believe it. I was so proud of myself, and I can do push-ups more now, and it's just such a difference. And I think you really need that balance of exercise, family, and work, and I'm just so happy that we're doing that. And people, I think they get scared when they hear the words boot camp. Mm-hmm. But honestly, I mean, it's not that it's easy, but it doesn't kill you. I mean, it's definitely doable. Anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
And Ernest isn't that scary.
No.
Just from afar, but he's a teddy bear.
He's a little quiet at 5:30 in the morning from when he is later, but I think we all are.
And Jackie, how are you finding it so far at this, I wouldn't say preliminary, but this stage of the WOW program?
Oh, I am absolutely loving it. As Summer mentioned, you have a tremendous amount of energy and it carries you throughout the day. And every time I work out, yes, it is hard and you just have to have the will to do it. And when you start, you're like, oh my gosh, can I do this? Can I get through it? And next thing you know, your time is up and you're like, wow, I did it. I can do it. And you build this new level of confidence within yourself. And each day that goes by, that confidence grows higher and higher. And I mean, just the way that I feel about life and, how healthy I'm becoming and how healthy I want to carry myself on through the rest of my life, it's just phenomenal.
I was going to ask you mentioned about health, and people have talked, it's called War on Weight. People think it's all about the weight and the way you look, but it's also about health with the medical checkups, the blood tests, nutritionists, so on and so forth. When you got into the program and you had those medical tests, did they sort of confirm what you already thought about your health? Was it surprising, shocking? Was it better than you thought?
A lot of things were a bit shocking for me in the beginning. A lot of things I was like, oh no, I'm not really out of shape, or I'm not that bad, or oh yeah, I can start, next month and I'll be healthy and no problem. I'll have a stronger heart. But when you do initially start and you actually realize where you are at your current point in time, it kind of kicks in. It's like, wow, what have I let myself get to? And then after you start exercising, you would not believe how quickly you just start feeling so much better. How, you can take a little jog around a track, and whereas you could hardly breathe in the beginning, you can breathe better now. And, even like the simplest things as getting ready to wind down and go to bed at night, I just feel so much more at ease. I sleep better. I don't feel little pains as much throughout my body. And, I'm 100% positive that, when I come out of this, I will be so much healthier and so much better of a person than when I first started it.
Eating-wise, I mean, that's a huge challenge for a lot of people.
Yes.
Is that harder than the physical side of things, or hand in hand? What's it like, Jackie?
Well, in the beginning, it was a bit of an adjustment, just because day to day prior to the program, we really ate. Well, I'm speaking for myself. I really ate, very badly. I thought I was eating very well, but when I look at the nutrition program and the meal plan that we have now, and I look at how I was eating before, I was amazed at how large the portions were that I would eat before, thinking that I was actually eating the right size for myself. And it is a little tough in the beginning making the adjustment. You just have to have the will and the discipline to want to do it. But once you get past those first few weeks, you actually realize that a lot of the meals that you cook are actually very delicious, and they're a lot of fun to cook them as well. And in the end, you feel so much better after you eat. You don't feel weighed down or heavy. You don't feel lethargic. You feel very, fresh and vibrant, like the food that you do eat.
What words of wisdom, if you like, would you put out there?
Well, I really hope to be a good role model for new mothers. I really think it's important for new mothers to have time to themselves and to work on their health and fitness. And saying that on one side, I hope that the new fathers take that into consideration and help out the new mothers, because I wouldn't be able to do this without my fiance. And I'm so grateful that he takes care of our baby. I mean, he's a fantastic father. If it wasn't for him, I couldn't do it. So dads, you got to help those moms and vice versa. And I am the last person to get up in the morning usually, but you just got to do it. You just like that Nike slogan, just do it. Just get up and go. Getting up is the hardest part.
And Jackie, how about you?
Again, like Summer said with that Nike slogan, just do it. Don't think twice about it. Don't try and overanalyze it. Everybody's going to be scared at one point or another in their life, and getting over a fear is, basically you have to tackle that fear. And, I'm sure after your first day, whether it be boot camp or exercising or whatever you do, you will be sore and you will feel like, oh, I can't do this. But you know what? you get back out there the next day and you stretch and you start exercising again, and all those pains go away, and you just really start to appreciate, life as, for what it is. And, just do it.